What's up? Welcome to episode 16 of Nitro Dave. And today I have co-host Jeff. Hey, Jeff, what's your last name again?
Thompson,
yes. Sorry.
that's all right.
I should know that.
Yeah,
I normally do.
Been here a year.
No, I normally know the last name, but I tried to throw it in there last minute with no thought.
Yeah,
And drew a blank. And instead of going, I just figured I'd keep moving.
What's your name?
Oh, yeah. Just to put into perspective how special I can be. Yesterday, I was trying to tighten a spark plug into a head. And I'm down and I'm turning. And it's never getting tight. I'm like, what in the world? And I pulled the socket back. I never put a spark plug in it. I mean, how do you do something that stupid? Yeah. Mike just looked at me. And
That's
was
got to
like,
be
God.
That's got to be a rough weekend.
Yeah, I was exhausted.
Yeah.
It was actually a good weekend, though.
I saw it was running.
Yeah. I'm just ready for a break. I need a real vacation.
Yeah, I hope it works. I hope that old car's gonna run.
It's going to run good, especially since I'm not driving.
Yeah, I know. Gonna leave on time.
All right. Well, welcome to episode 16 of WAZZUP. So if this is your first time tuning in, we go live once a week. Well, we're not actually live no more. It's pre-recorded.
In front of a live
for your viewing
studio
pleasure,
audience.
right?
Yeah.
So we have a special guest today, Paige Coughlin and Johnny. How do you say his last name?
Tolosano.
I'm gonna get that before it's. Many times I'll be in texting him. You think I'd have it memorized by now? Now Paige is one of your new outlaw. Mm-hmm. It's not Street Outlaws and it's not MPK anymore. Now it's Outlaws 32.
Yeah, Street Performance.
No. Something promotions.
SRP.
Speed promotions.
Speed promotions. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, normally John's got all this stuff. You're gonna have to sharpen up a little bit.
Man, this was thrown on me at the last minute.
That's how I operate. You know, there's no pre-planning around here.
Yep.
So
I'll be ready.
It's all rough edges around here. So
Give me some 400 sand grit.
there you go. So product spotlight. This is the last week of our specials for this month or this quarter. Right?
No, it ends in June 30th.
Oh, why am I thinking this
It's a
week is
quarter.
June 30th? It's May 30th.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got a little bit more time, but you still take advantage of
need
it
to
now.
get after it. Call us up, say, hey.
Until June 30th, free shipping of anything over $250?
Ground shipping.
Oh.
Free ground shipping.
You just threw in the little fine print, right?
Yeah, not anything overnight, 2-day special. It's gotta be ground shipping.
You sound like a real fun hater.
I am.
So
Because if I just go ahead and slide it through there, I get my butt chewed out.
yeah, and whenever I always throw those lines out there, and then y'all have to catch the phone call and be like, no.
Yeah.
Ignore what Dave says. He don't know what he's talking about. All right, so 10% off plumbing hardware, including the new purge blocks, huh? Mm-hmm. The V-spray and the quad spray.
Yep.
Yeah. You know, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to drill the holes a little bit bigger. I got it in my
They
head.
need to be. It looked a little puny.
I think in my head I can make that purge cloud bigger. But the block dimensions changed a little bit in the new design. But we have one of the OG designs on Mike's car, and that thing throws out a V-spray purge like no tomorrow.
Is it the 2 or the 4?
The 2? That's a V.
Yeah. Well, the 4 would be like a double V.
No, that'd be a W.
It's a double V.
No, it's a W.
Double V.
We're throwing gang signs over here. All right, so
It's like Volkswagen. Double V. Sorry.
so 10% off purge kits. Yeah, and that's our specials.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. So, all right. So, Racers recap.
Good weekend for our boys.
It was. Mm-hmm. It was. So this weekend was part of the Popeye Sailorman series at Holly Springs Raceway.
Yep.
And I'm confused by this one. John's notes. So John gave me the layout here. Mm-hmm. John's notes says Ty Kruk and Patrick Lewis, both won.
It's because they split.
Well, I get that, but normally you still run an elimination unless weather hit.
Weather hit.
Oh, okay.
They did have some issues.
Okay, so they didn't get to run the finals, so they just split.
Yeah.
Now I understand. Okay. I was like, they were both like, okay, we're both winners. Let's not race each other.
Them Kruk guys, I'll tell you what, they show up and they show out.
Hey, Packers ain't no slouch either.
I haven't met him yet.
Yeah. He's the one I smacked with my blue truck.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That was rude.
I made a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a rough way of making friends.
That's very rough.
So, let's see. Small tire showdown at State Capitol.
Baton Rouge.
Yeah. Ben McMurray. I said that wrong. McMurray. He's part of Team Nitrous Outlet. He's part of the Black Sheep Mafia.
Them Black Sheep boys are good.
Man, they're fierce. They're fierce. So he runnered up in 28,275.
Nice.
And then Mo Jizzy.
Jeezy.
Yeah.
Jeezy, not Jizzy. Jeezy.
Did I say Jizzy?
You said Jizzy.
Sorry, Mo. Yeah. Jizzy. It's that redneck slur I have. Yeah. All right. So he won small block nitrous.
Mm-hmm.
He's been a nitrous guy for a long time. I've known Mo for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's a good racer.
What's he got? What car?
It's a Trans Am.
Ooh.
Oh, you thought you were going to get me, didn't you?
No.
No. Sometimes you can.
I was asking for my information.
Okay. Yep. It's a 4th gen Trans Am. Beautiful car. Fast. So, Alley Cat Racing at Houston Motorsports Park. Charlie Strickland.
They had a pretty big amount of cars down there this weekend.
Did they?
Yep. I was watching it on the YouTubes.
I missed it.
Yep.
Well, I was busy working all weekend.
Yeah.
I
I was laid up.
sick, getting everybody else sick around here.
Yep.
All right, so Charlie Strickland won Little Dogs 530.
With his little pick 'em up truck.
That truck's fast.
Mm-hmm.
It's what's that word? Reliable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Repeatable.
Yeah, there you go. Repeatable. DeSoto King of the Street, Grand Cane, Louisiana. Now, this was Sherry Beth's benefit. Sherry was diagnosed with, I think it was like stage 4 lung cancer.
I think so, yeah.
And they gave her, I think, like 6 weeks. And so they did a benefit race there to help her. John Swallows, which goes by John GTS on Facebook.
Okay.
He won Outlaw Hard Tire.
Okay.
And he's got it's a Blazer.
Yeah. I saw the post earlier. It's like a little black Blazer, I think.
Yeah. And it works good on the street. I mean, that thing, it just works. He travels for work. And so a lot of times he comes in here. And so he won the Outlaw Hard Tire. And then Kevin Hodge and Shelton Swart. I can never get his last name. Swartwalk. He won Outlaw Street with Zoloft.
But they also got that little Black Sheep sticker too.
Yeah. I don't know why that escaped me, but yeah, part of the Black Sheep Mafia.
Yeah.
So that's a whole crew of fierce racers.
Yeah, they're good.
So turn the page. All right.
Bob Seeger.
I like this name right here. Chaos in the Cornfield at Eddyville Raceway Park.
That's my people. The Funny Car Chaos and the Nitro Chaos, they travel around and they'll have extra classes that'll run at them. And they had a small tire shootout there as well. So while the funny cars and stuff are getting taken care of, then the small tire boys ran out there and Mike Elder showed out.
And he's one of your wholesale guys, right?
Yes, sir.
And what's the name of his company?
High Performance Solutions.
High Performance Solutions. And where are they out of?
Iowa.
Mm-hmm. So a shout out to Mike Elder at High Flow Performance Solutions.
And he's right up your alley. He's got a real pretty F-body.
Yeah.
Red
and black, right?
Yep.
Beautiful car. And he won small tire.
Yes, sir. Dominantly.
Yeah. And he also happens to sell all of our product lines, so you can hit Mike up.
If you need anything from that man, just give him a call.
He'll take good care of you. Now, I have a guy that's I've been helping over the last couple of years, and he's from British Columbia.
Canada.
And it's Chad. I'm going to say his last name wrong. Chad Obagosh. Am I saying
Pretty
that right?
close.
Pretty close?
Yeah. You could probably just say, oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's pretty close.
And it'll sound right.
So I like that. Well, he built a car, and we went through the whole tuning aspect and stuff, and he won his last race out. And then this weekend, he locked in another win. And it was I watched a video. It's like out in the mountains, and it's a legit street race. but it's just beautiful there.
Yeah,
Wherever they were
BC
at,
is
it
real
was-
pretty. It's up on the upper northwest part of the country there.
Yeah, so he won, and God, I can't remember what type of car it is. I'm going to call it the wrong thing, but it's like a 4-door sedan, and man, that thing just looks
Boogies.
pretty. Yeah, it just works.
That's cool.
So upcoming events,
Yeah, we got a big one this week.
and then we can jump over and have our special guest on. So upcoming events. First of all, this weekend is Shakedown at Motown, and that's at US 131 Motorsports Park in Martin, Michigan.
That's a real pretty place too.
I haven't been there.
Yeah, it's up there in the Irish Hills. I
Yeah?
believe. Yeah.
I have to check that out. And then Speed Promotions is back at is
Virginia
hitting
Motorsports
Virginia
Park.
Motorsports Park.
Yeah,
And so
that's Mr. Franklin's track.
yeah.
Tommy Franklin.
So I didn't know that.
Yep.
There's a lot I don't know, huh?
Yep. You got to turn on the TV.
Man, I don't
Flow
like TV.
racing or any of those, and you'll find out who people are.
Yeah, I just don't have time for TV.
But right there, it tells us that Speed Promotions that we couldn't remember a while ago. It's in black and white.
I remembered. You didn't remember.
Well, that's true.
So
I'll give you that.
got one. So all of our racers are getting ready for that.
Yes.
And so we'll be doing our own race this weekend, but I'll be trying to watch that one. On the
Yeah.
live feed.
Our race is going to be cool.
Yeah, so Streetcar Takeover at Texas Motorplex
In Ennis.
in his home track. Now, Streetcar Takeover has brought in the Clash of the Titans.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, so we will be racing at Streetcar Takeover.
Yeah.
And they
What are we
got-
going to race? We're going to run 445, 450, 455, 460?
I don't know. We'll find out when we draw a chip in qualifying. So Thursday will be. So by the time everybody's watching this, we're already racing, right?
Yeah.
So you'll be watching on Friday. We will chip draw 445, 450, 455, 460. I'm kind of hoping for more of a 460 because it's going to be a stretch to get.
You're going to go best 2 out of
My
3 on
car
the
down
chip
there.
draw or just
No,
right
no.
out of the bag? That's what it
I'm
is.
going to find a kid in the audience and I'm going to let them reach in there and pull it, and
That's what it
that's
is.
where we're racing.
460 would be good.
Yeah,
I mean,
that'd be a good first race.
because there might be some guys that are like, oh, crap, 445.
445. A lot of us are going to have our tongue hanging out. You know what I mean? So that of course that's the fun of this.
Weather's supposed to be nice, though, like 80s.
Yeah. Now
not
Thursday's a
gonna
little
be
iffy
100.
for our private testing, but I just looked at the weather app because I got a few text messages that it don't look bad. So Thursday will be private testing, right? So it's $300 a car, and you pay Texas Motorplex.
Yep.
And then Friday we will do qualifying, and Streetcar Takeover will do all their qualifying as well. And they also have a small tire shootout. They're not allowing us to double entry. I wish they were. I think it would also help the car count over into small tire because of some of the cars
as
we've
far
run
as
in. But one thing about Streetcar Takeover is they really like to be organized, and they like to get the event done instead of racing until 4 or 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
So they're like, look, we're running on one of the tracks prep for small tire. That's when we're running, y'all. So no double entries.
I mean, it does make sense
fair.
for getting the program done.
Absolutely.
Because I am getting old, and those 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning deals, about 10:30, 11 o'clock, I'm looking to take a nap somewhere.
Man, and you know what's bad is those 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning deals. The next day, whenever you get home, you're worthless all
Yep.
day.
Can't
So
get
the whole
nothing
weekend's
done.
shot.
But now, don't they have to be pre-registered to run your class?
They are. It helps me get organized and make sure I have the folder full of cash there.
And who's supposed to be there?
Yep, who's getting what. But I will be at this race taking a couple last minute entries. We got 25 cars paid for right now. I really wanted to run a 32 car field. I guaranteed at least a 28 car payout, which is $8,000.
Yep.
And if we can muster it up the 32 cars, then the payout will jump up to $10,000. Plus we have some gift cards and stuff. So this being the first event for us, I've tried to make sure everything's very streamlined because I want everybody to have a great experience. You know, I really feel like this first race is going to dictate how we're going to do the rest of the year. You know, like if we suck and we didn't put on a good race, everybody's gonna be like, man,
Nobody's
that
gonna
was a
show
complete
up.
disaster. Yeah. but if I have it together and everybody has a great and fun experience, then they're like, you know what, that was really fun.
But I'm looking at the list of the tracks and stuff that the Dave's Clash is going to. Charlotte,
Yep.
I mean, that's big boy track.
Z-Mats. I've never been there.
I haven't either.
I'm looking forward to it.
And I haven't been to US 60, but I've been told that that's a pretty good race. Pretty
And
good
that's
little
going to be
racetrack.
Bodie's. And Bodie's paying out $100K at that win. And,
Yeah.
and I'm starting to see people signing up for that race. And that's going to have some hard hitters there.
Yeah. Yeah, there'd be some bad boys. And then we're going to be coming back into Motorplex in the fall for Hood to Hood. So,
Man, I already have
the weather will be cool.
that race right there. I already have, I think it's like 38 cars signed up.
Ooh, we'll have to do an all run.
Man. So the problem is again, Hood to Hood already struggles to get all the race on.
Yeah.
So he's like, Dave, y'all get 2 qualifying and you know, we got to stick to the
eliminations.
structure. And then, so we'll do 2 qualifyings and then we'll pick the 32 cars closest to the cap. And then we go into eliminations.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So everybody's got a fair chance.
Yeah.
I highly suggest taking advantage of the track rental, the private testing.
Yeah. You
to-
got 2
to get some
shots to
different
get in,
tune-ups.
and if you miss it, you miss it.
Right.
Better luck next time.
Yeah. So, and then right after that, it'll be our year-end championship party and race at Flying H drag strip.
Yeah, that's a new
Again,
track.
streetcar
Opened up last
takeover.
year.
So 3 of our races, right?
Yeah. 1, 2.
No, 2 of our races this year.
3.
No, 3. Yeah. Okay. I'm learning to add still.
Yeah, but we were supposed to add that other one, but
That would have
we
been
didn't
4.
have enough. Yeah.
Yeah. So 3 of our races were streetcar takeover, which is great because it's a great between all these different races. It's a great mix of different type of. We got a little bit of grudge racing going on. We
Yep.
got some streetcar stuff, some small tire stuff. I like that. So it's good.
I haven't been to one of the streetcar takeovers. I'm kind of looking forward to that.
It's a blast. It's very relatable cars. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
and so it kind of brings you back to just having fun.
Kind of our bread and butter where we can
Yes.
show them, hey, put a little bit of here and you can do a little bit there.
Absolutely. So I'm looking forward to kicking off the Clash of Titans this weekend, and I'm very thankful for Chase Lauterbach and Keith, Justin Keith. My brain sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. Justin Keith for bringing us as part of their series and giving us a home to race to.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
And if we put on a good show, they'll invite us back next year.
You know, we're going to put on a good show. So Huffy's going to be there,
Oh,
right? And so and then
pictures taken, kids.
and then my mind just went blank, but I can't remember the name of our Titan guy. I need to tell y'all so y'all can remind me. But anyways, hopefully it comes in time, which is, like kind of a Spartan style.
Yeah.
So if you think about the Clash of the Titans is really back in Greek mythology. It's got to do with the War of Gods, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then in 2010, Warner Brothers released Clash of the Titans, which was it was still based around Greek
It was a
mythology.
remake.
It was a remake, and it
I
was
saw
the
the original.
Spartans, right? So our outfit is based around the whole Spartan deal.
I saw the original Clash of the Titans when I was a little kid.
Really? Yeah. I bet if you try to watch it now, it sucks.
Oh, it would be dumb.
So, like one time, I ordered this thing called there was a movie not with Leonardo DiCaprio or whatever his name is,
Leonardo.
but it was called Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Where they had the 57 underneath the football field, and they had to street race all over town. Right. This is the original Catch Me If You Can, and I can't remember the name of it, but it had like all the street racing, and they had to race across town within X amount of time to save the high school, right? And the 57, which turned out to belong to the principal, used to be a street racer, was buried underneath the football field, and they resurrected it, right, and brought it back up, and in order to save whatever it was like the school or something like that. They had to make it across town in X amount of time, which turns out to be one of the principals. Like, nobody really knew at the time that the principal was that guy. But back in the day, whenever he did it, there was no stoplights, and you know what I mean. Like, everything had evolved, but they had to make it across in that same amount of time.
Had to deal with people walking out the street.
Yeah, so they had this thing that tricked the stoplights, and anyways, but it was a bunch of awesome street racing.
Did you have to pay attention to the stoplight, or could you just blow on through it?
I mean, I blow through them anyway.
California stops. Just roll up there and go.
So I remember that being like the most awesome movie, and this is about 15 years ago. I bought a VHS version of it that I found online, and I watched about 5 minutes of it and said, "This is absolutely a terrible movie." And I paid $30 for that VHS tape.
I remember that Clash of the Titans movie had a little owl,
Yeah.
little robotic owl that flew around.
Oh, so you should dress as an owl. So I did order you an outfit though.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's since you're directing the lanes.
Yeah.
So Lisa has this video because she's Miss TikTok Queen, right? And it's this dude doing. He's got the batons, right? The lot of
directing in a plane.
and he's directing in a plane, and he's got like this whole. And she's like, "Oh, this is cool." So I ordered you a vest to match his and the batons, and you got to do the whole, like she wants me to send you the whole video, and I said, "Oh, Jeff's a cut up. He'll love this."
I can maybe pull this off.
Yeah. So if on top of some really good racing, we're gonna have some entertainment,
Some shows.
people either we're gonna be remembered as a joke, or we put on something really cool for the audience.
They really ran fast, but God, them guys are dumb.
Those guys are a bunch of idiots. So no, I'm looking forward to that. I really in my mind, and I'm going to do the announcing, which is another reason why I wanted to know who all my racers are. So because I need a cheat sheet because we know how bad I am with names.
Boy, I'll tell you, you're going to have phonetic spelling and everything.
Yes, I don't want to call people the wrong names and mess it all up. Like I want to be able to say who they are and what car they're driving. And
hey, if you call them the wrong name, just roll with it.
Oh, I always do.
Just roll.
No, I stumble up because I have this respect thing for people, and I don't want to call them the wrong thing. So it makes me feel bad.
Or do like I do, forget people's names and just nickname them.
Just come up with something.
Yeah, just come up with something.
Like, what's wrong with that guy? All right, so events for June. Let's talk about June, right?
Starts getting hot.
Yeah. But there's a lot of races in June.
Yeah.
First weekend of June, my guy Keith Williams, a.k.a. Big Sleepy.
Yes, I went to that race last year.
Yeah,
that was the first time in 30 years I'd been on that track.
Really? At Little River?
Yep.
Man, Little River race, for me, that's home. Like Little River Dragway is home. And they're putting on Bar None Fatal. So,
That brings in guys from all over the place. San Antonio, Houston. I think there was a couple from Louisiana came up.
He does a
year.
good job at pulling a crowd of what I like about going to all these different races is it's all a bunch of races that kind of, each area has its clique of racers, but they all kind of bleed over into other racers.
Well, it gives you a chance to meet some of the other people that might not come up to your area that, they're customers.
Yep.
And gives you a chance to put a face to a name that you talk to them on the phone all day or whatever, and then be able to actually say, oh, yeah, okay.
Well, that's like whenever I went to Prescott for Bobby Crutch's race a couple weekends ago. Man, that was actually refreshing to go back, and people came up and talked to me and were like, man, we seen you out here whenever you flipped the truck, and we're glad you came back. And, and then my guys from Guatney were out there, and then
I like them guys from Guatney.
Yeah, so I mean, that's also where KK Performance is.
Mm-hmm, Chris.
Yep. And so it was nice because I was able to Harper and I just kind of cruised around the pits and talked to everybody. I enjoy that part. So I had fun.
Them KK boys, they've been bullies this year.
Oh, yeah?
They're tearing them up.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's that nitrous outlet power.
Uh-huh.
So, all right. So Civil Wars, my guy Dan Van Horn at the Rockingham Dragway, same weekend.
That's a fun track.
Yeah. I haven't been there, but I want to go. I want to go.
2001 was the last time I was there.
Really?
Yeah.
They've made him and Al have made a lot of improvements on that track.
Yeah, I watched it on socials. I've seen it, and
they're not messing around. They had some water seepage a couple weekends ago, and literally had equipment out there cutting the track out and fixing it.
Yep.
Like, not messing around.
No, and they put on a pretty good show after they had it all done.
Yep. So that's refreshing to see track owners that are like, just grab it by the what and go.
You gotta invest in your track though if you want people to keep coming.
And man, they're building a name quick. They're picking up big races, and that's like the hot spot right now.
Yeah.
So
well, it's a big door slammer area. The whole part of North Carolina, South Carolina, it's huge door slammers.
Really,
lots.
Love it. All right, so same weekend, next weekend, Radial Bear Slayer, which is Rustin Ledbetter, and that's at Twin City Raceway, Monroe, Louisiana.
Been to Monroe, never been to the track.
can't remember if I have or not.
Isn't that where the Duck Dynasty boys went and ran the limo?
I am not sure.
I think it's where they
I
went
do
and
good to
raced that
remember
limo.
my name, so you would know better than me. Same weekend too, all out call out. Jeff Agara. I know I'm saying that wrong. And that's at Albuquerque Dragway.
That's Aaron's neighborhood. Aaron's a New Mexico boy.
A little north from me, but yeah.
Yeah. So I think I haven't been to that track either. Now a friend of mine keeps trying to get me there, and he's up El Paso area. Is that kind of the same area?
It's way north,
Okay.
but it's an elevation track.
Yeah. So now I'm excited about this one. Shannon Morgan. So Shannon really kicked off a lot of the earlier no prep stuff with the Redemption series, and then that she was the roots of starting the no prep stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was the races to go to, and then she got sick, and with getting sick, her health declined, and she took a break. And she's gradually been coming back. I've been seeing her working the lanes for different events, and she is awesome at keeping the lanes organized and things moving, right? She's a tiger if you get on her wrong side.
Exactly.
But if you're on her right side, she'll go down fighting for you. You know what I mean? Like that's a fact about Shannon. Well, she's back. She's got her first race. She's doing 2 races this year, and her first race is going to be at Evansdale Raceway, and it's going to be the 13th and the 14th of June.
Where is that at?
That's in Evansdale.
That's what I was wondering. Is it Evadale or is it Evansdale?
It's Evadale.
Then if we just put extra letters in there,
Absolutely, because that's how I operate. Cool. It's now Evans.
it's now
Evan owns
Evansdale.
it. Yeah.
Evans.
No. Good call. Good call. All right. So, and then right after that same weekend is Michael Hill's race, Hitman No Time.
Those Michael Hill races are top notch.
Yes.
They got
the
some
cars
bad hot rods show up.
now, what on your paper it says? What was
South Carolina
South
Motorplex.
Carolina. See, mine don't have that. I scribbled it on yours, and you took mine. So
You handed it to me.
I know. I gave you mine. I wanted you to feel privileged.
I do.
So, and then on the 26th and 28th, we're back to Streetcar Takeover at ZMAX, and they're allowing us to join the fun and host the Clash of the Titans.
Oh, we're going to use all 4 lanes.
So, I don't know how they're going to do that. I doubt it. So
That'd be fun.
for you guys that are listening on with us talking about the Clash of the Titans 450-ish, you may have a car. We know that's a very unique time set. You may have a car that doesn't fit that, but you want to come be part of what's going on. Man, look at Streetcar Takeover's page. They have classes for everything.
Yeah.
The small tires, absolutely awesome. So you
can even run steamrollers.
Yeah, you can still come hang out with us and rub elbows.
Yeah.
So
We might put you to work, but hey.
yeah. Hey. That's one good thing about our circles. There's no lack of people willing to
No,
help.
they'll help.
Yes. So that same weekend is Popeye the Sailor Man Productions. I just like that name because I liked Popeye. You know what I mean? And so it's a no time overdrive series for the people who aren't familiar with it. So if you got a late model EFI, Mustang, Camaro, Corvette,
That's what
Audi,
that's
whatever.
what KK and them are doing is
Yes.
they're going and hitting those.
They got some bad cars in there.
Yeah.
And so but it can't be like a power glide with a
No, it has
gear
to be an
vendors. It has
AOD.
to be a production overdrive unit. And those cars are no slouches. They're fast street cars. So they're going to be at Atmore, Alabama. And that's a whole series. So if you really go look at their series and that interests you, you should enter that. You know what I mean? Like, because it's not just one and done. Like it's a network of races. So, all right. So that finishes up.
That's all the news that
that's
is
all
news.
the news that's there. Now we're going to bring on Paige and Johnny.
Oh yeah.
And I'm looking forward to, I've been texting back and forth with Johnny since you introduced me to him, and they were getting ready for the first race in California.
Yep.
And,
it was at Famoso, and
yeah.
which is also Bakersfield, and some of the old timers call it the oil patch.
Really? and he's not new to Nitrous, because he bracket races and they have Nitrous on that, but the whole big old nasty pro charged Hemi with Nitrous it's a learning curve for a lot of those guys.
Man, I'll tell you what, these pro chargers have kind of taken the world by the storm the last couple of years, and even all your regular pro mod guys, like if you go to XRP or something for a pro mod night, you still have your screw blowers, but you got 2 or 3 of them boys are starting to show up with those pro chargers, and they can put some steam. There's
a lot of testing going on there. There's some hitters that I'm working with, and there's some hitters that I'm not working with.
Yeah.
But I can tell you within 3 or 4 events, if that, this series is going to be a monster. Like, these cars are going to be fast.
Yeah, they're going to be way fast.
And there's going to be some engine builders that are a little busy. You know what I mean? So trying to hurry up and get their stuff fixed.
I talked to one the other day in Chicago, and he's like, "Man, we love y'all stuff, and we're going to have to really get back after this again." I was like, "Yes, you are, because here it comes."
Yeah, it's coming. And you know what's really unique about this whole thing is, yes, we kind of have weather in a bottle, but these guys are traveling all over the U.S., so you're talking different weather conditions, different altitudes.
You still got to get down the track.
Yeah, but
And
also the tuning aspect. That's how stuff gets hurt.
That
you better
track,
be on top of it.
That track is usually the deciding factor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because, a lot of people can come up with, like you said, the horsepower in the bottle, but you got to make that horsepower hit the ground.
Right.
And if the track is, some people say, "Oh, that track's the best I've ever seen," and you watch it, and people's 60 foots are all off or something like that. It's not the best it's ever been.
Right. I seen a post this weekend that said, what did it say? It said something about a killer track for a 450 and slower car is a whole different is different than a killer track for a high 3 to 4 second car. You know what I mean? Like, I know I'm wording that wrong because I'm butchering stuff. But
you're right. You can get down that track at a 450, but you go put a 380 or a 390 on it. It's
a whole different. The version of what is killer is different.
You got to get it at the hit, and then hope and pray and hang on the big end.
Right. So, and then things can happen, like with Kayla.
Yep.
Kayla Morton's car. She can't tell you what happened. She's like, I have no clue. I was making a pass, and next thing you know, I'm on
snapped
fire
on
and
her
in the
so
wall,
quick, and bam.
Yep. So. At these speeds and these, it happens.
Yeah.
It's just,
you got a sub 1 second, 60 foot. It happens quick.
Yeah. I can only imagine.
And a lot of people struggle.
When I flipped my truck, that was a slow truck. And, I was on my roof before I even realized I was wrecking. And
then it took like 2 days to get the wreck done. Like, can you stop, please?
Just keep sliding. So, all right, well, let's get Paige and Johnny in here.
Heck yeah.